My name is Neal Stewart. I'm a 2019 graduate of the IMC program, and I am the Vice President of Marketing at Dano's Seasoning in Louisville, Kentucky. I chose the IMC program because, well, for a few reasons. Number one, it's a reputable institution, and I wanted to be a part of the West Virginia alumni network and family, so that was really appealing to me. It also fit what I was looking to spend from a financial perspective. And I was also really interested in the fact that I could customize my learning experience. So there were core classes that were part of the mandatory course load, but then I was able to pick and choose which ones fit my career at that point in time. This program allowed me to learn a framework that was really applied in every course. So even though there were different subjects and different classes of different kinds, the core of each class was really the same. It was all about learning how to set an objective, setting measurable goals, setting strategies, and then activating certain tactics with that plan. And you know, when we did that over and over, I was able to kind of realize that that was the proper way to do things. Over the course of time throughout my marketing career, I think a lot of bad habits had kind of creeped in, and I wasn't doing that on a continual basis. So doing that several times over and in different classes with different subject matters, it taught me that there's a process to this. And when that process is followed, the likelihood of a marketing program being successful dramatically increased. I think what was most beneficial for me was that it made me learn the content, and then I had to apply it. So, you know, certainly someone could just go read books or listen to podcasts, but when you have to actually apply it through writing a paper or creating a plan, it kind of consolidates all of the things that you learned and makes you apply it. So it kind of triggers different things within your learning experience. So unless you are disciplined enough to read a book and write a dissertation or a book report on that, you're probably not getting the same out of it as you would when you are interacting with students, you're participating in discussion boards, you're reading textbooks, you're reading additional materials, and then applying it in kind of a real life fashion. You know, I think I'll say my two favorite classes were the two that were kind of similar. So the intro class, 610, was very similar to the last class. So the program is kind of, has bookends where you're creating a campaign at the very beginning. So you're kind of trial by fire, especially for people who have never done that before. For me, it was, again, kind of shaking the bad habits out of me and saying, all right, this is the way that you do it. And then going through the course load and experiencing different topics, and then doing that in the capstone class. So, I like to be a person who's kind of involved in the entire process of creating a marketing campaign. I'm a little bit of a generalist by nature instead of a specialist. So bringing all of those disciplines together and applying it was my favorite part. So yeah, my career has taken an interesting path. I worked in the beer industry for over 20 years. So I'm from the St. Louis area originally. My first job within the beer industry was actually on the agency side, working on the Anheuser-Busch business, but that was a very entry-level role. I was able to parlay that into more of a brand management role with Pabst Brewing Company in San Antonio, Texas. And while I was at Pabst, I was able to work on a variety of different brands. We had over 40 different brand families within our portfolio. So whether it was Pabst Blue Ribbon, Rainier Beer, Lone Star, Old Style, Colt 45, you name it, whatever brand was in the portfolio, I worked on it during my time there. After that, I had an interest in craft beer, so I jumped over to a brewery called Flying Dog in Denver, Colorado, and then went on to work for Dogfish Head, Deschutes Brewery, and then today I'm working for a company called Dano's Seasoning, which is based in Louisville, Kentucky. And Dano's is a very fast-growing brand within the seasoning space with a massive social media following, and still pretty young in its existence, but growing very quickly, and we hope to take that to really big things. Hey everyone, my name is Neal Stewart. I'm a 2019 graduate of the IMC program here at the Reed College of Media and West Virginia University. I'm also an adjunct professor here, which is something that I would have never imagined myself doing years ago, but here I am. And I think I've taught 2 classes so far, hopefully many more in the future, and I'm really hoping that you'll be a student in this program and come through one of my classes. I think when you join this program, you're going to find out that even though you might be spread around the country or even around the world, that you really are part of a culture. You're part of what I'd maybe even say is a family here in the IMC program or the DMC program or the digital program, but you're really joining a great group of people. We just had our Integrate conference here in Morgantown, and I was just astounded at the level of professionalism and expertise that we have within this program, both from an alumni network to existing students and future students. So I really invite you to, at a very minimum, check out this program and see how this could complement your professional career. So even if you're early into your career, it's a great opportunity for you to kind of learn the discipline of IMC or DMC, data marketing communications, right off the bat. Or if you're someone who's further along in your career, like I was 18 to 20 years into my career when I decided to make the jump and do this. There's still a lot of value for you to be had there. So who knows, you could end up like me as a graduate and maybe even sharing what you've learned in the program in your career as a professor or just at a conference like this. So I hope you give it some really good thought, and we'd love to have you.